Bologna. The city of towers and porticos, a jewel nestled in the heart of Italy. This city traces its roots back to Roman times, and has undergone centuries of changes, transforming into a primary cultural, artistic, and economic hub. It is also known as La Dotta, for its ancient university, La Grassa, for its rich culinary tradition, and La Rossa, both for the color of the roofs of its historical buildings and its progressive political tradition. But what makes Bologna so special? From medieval palaces to historic squares, from art museums to delightful trattorias, Bologna is a concentration of beauty and history that leaves you breathless. Our journey through the most beautiful places of the city begins from Piazza Maggiore, the true heart of the city. It's a place that pulses with life at all hours of the day and night, and is surrounded by some of the most important and representative buildings of the city. The Basilica of San Petronio, one of the most imposing and majestic churches in Italy, dominates the square with its grandiose Gothic facade, an architectural masterpiece that leaves one astounded. Inside, you can admire beautiful frescoes and works of art, and even go up to the terrace to enjoy a magnificent view of the city and the surrounding hills. Next to the Basilica is the Palazzo da Corso, a complex of buildings that in the past was the residence of the Podestà, and today houses the offices of the municipality of Bologna. This palace is a true treasure chest of art, with its Renaissance courtyards, its frescoed halls and its art collections. The Palazzo del Podestà, also overlooking Piazza Maggiore, is another historic building of great interest. Built in the 12th century, the palace is characterized by an imposing tower and a portico, under which is the Voltone del Podestà, a large arch under which, according to legend, if two people position themselves at opposite ends of the vault and speak softly, they can hear each other's words as if they were very close. A short walk from Piazza Maggiore is the suggestive Piazza del Nettuno, so named for the presence of the Fountain of Neptune, a true sculptural masterpiece created by John Bologna in the 16th century. The fountain, with its imposing figure of the god of the sea, is one of the symbols of the city and a meeting point for residents and tourists. Strolling along Via Rizzoli, one of the main avenues of Bologna's historic center, you immerse yourself in an atmosphere rich in history and tradition. This street, which runs along Piazza Nettuno, with its high-fashion boutiques, traditional cafeterias, historical buildings, is a real open-air lounge, where residents and tourists mingle in a lively whirl of activity. Reaching the end of Via Rizzoli, you find yourself in front of the Due Torri, two majestic buildings that represent the most iconic symbols of Bologna. The Tower of the Asinelli, the taller of the two, challenges the sky with its 97 meters in height. If you have the courage and strength to climb its steep steps, you are rewarded with an absolutely magnificent panoramic view of the city, from which you can admire the red facades, the roofs, and the churches that characterize the Bolognese urban landscape. Next to it stands the Tower of Garisenda, shorter in appearance but equally fascinating. Its profile, visible from afar, tells stories of ancient times and medieval construction techniques. Although shorter than its sister, the Garisenda has a particular charm and represents a living testimony of the architectural mastery of the time. Continuing our journey, we arrive at Piazza di Santo Stefano, where the homonymous Basilica is located, a true hidden gem in the heart of the city. This religious complex, also known as the Complex of the Seven Churches, is an intricate labyrinth of cloisters, courtyards, small churches, dating back to the early centuries of Christianity. Every corner, every stone, every fresco tells a story, and as you walk, you get the feeling of traveling back in time, to an era where faith and art were intimately linked. Piazza di Santo Stefano, adjacent to the complex, is an open and quiet space, where you can sit and relax, admiring the architectural beauty of the place, and listening to the sweet chirping of birds. It's certainly an oasis of peace in the heart of the city. Continuing, we find Via Indipendenza. Not just a simple Bolognese street, but the throbbing heart of city life, a crossroads of stories, encounters, and events. As you walk along this street, you are enveloped by the vitality of its environment. The shop windows invite you to discover the latest fashions, the cafes display their verandas full of customers enjoying a moment of relaxation. And above all, the famous porticos of Bologna accompany you along the way. These porticos, unique of their kind and recognized as UNESCO heritage, are not only an architectural symbol of the city, but also a comfort on rainy or scorching sunny days, always providing shelter. Deviation slightly from the path of Via Indipendenza, you immerse yourself in Piazza Galvani, a square that presents itself as a living historical picture. At the center we find the statue of Luigi Galvani, a tribute to the famous Bolognese scientist who significantly contributed to the advancement of science. The square is also adorned by the Church of Santa Maria della Vita, a jewel of sacred art. Continuing our journey through the streets of Bologna, we find ourselves in Piazza Cavour, a serene corner of the city, where the frenzy of daily life seems to stop for a moment. Its well-kept green gardens are ideal for a relaxing break. Not far away, the Basilica of San Domenico represents another treasure of art and spirituality, holding precious works of art and the tomb of the saint founder of the Dominican order inside. Bologna is also a paradise for art enthusiasts. The city hosts a series of prestigious museums, like the National Museum of Modern Art, the Civic Archaeological Museum, the Morandi Museum, and the Palazzo Poggi Museum. As a final touch to the visit to Bologna, the sanctuary of San Luca stands majestic on a hill, offering not only a spiritual refuge, but also an incredible panorama of the city. The portico leading to the sanctuary, the longest in the world, is a wonderful meditative walk, a path that connects the city to the sky. Once at the top, the view of Bologna and its surrounding hills is a gift that will remain imprinted in the memory of every visitor.